The Center for National Security Policy and Impact America hosts their second National Security Action Summit this year to discuss current homeland security threats. One America's Augusta Cassada brings us more from the summit in Washington.
The National Security Action Summit is here in Washington for the second time this year. The summit comes at a time when there is an increased sense of urgency for America to stop leading from behind. Leaders like Representative Louis Gohmert, Senator Ted Cruz, and Dr. Ben Carson all spoke on ways to renew America's greatness. Dinesh D'Souza, who has recently come under fire for campaign fraud, was also present. And after a screening of his new movie, America, D'Souza concluded that domestic politics are interconnected to foreign policy. Speakers stressed a sense of urgency to recognize and combat our enemies. And Colonel Allen West added that we must understand the complexity of the 21st century battlefield in dealing with the Islamic terrorist group.
Now you have a new introduced enemy that has always been an enemy that was there, but now they have a 7th century ideology with 21st century technology and resources. And what we find ourselves trying to contend with are non-state, non-uniform belligerents on the battlefield.
Colonel Allen West told listeners that we must defeat the enemy with the strategic maneuverability of our American forces. We caught up with senior fellow at the Center for Security Policy and former CIA analyst Fred Fleitz, who addressed the confusion many Americans feel surrounding the threats from radical Islam.
We see this confusion where we don't want boots on the ground. We clearly have boots on the ground in Iraq. We're not going to attack in Syria. We're attacking in Syria. We need a clear strategy.
Former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Pete Hoekstra, added that Americans need to realize that the threat from radical jihadists is real and close to home.
We have to confront them, we have to contain them, and ultimately we have to defeat them. And this is not just a threat that is overseas. This is a threat that also exists right here in the United States.
There was a lot of talk of President Obama's Blame America First mentality and a definite call for renewed strength and leadership in our country. But the overwhelming consensus from the summit is that the U.S. needs to take more action with more force if we want to be successful in ensuring our freedom and destroying foreign enemies like the Islamic State militants. Augusta Cassada, One American News, Washington.